Hello. So this is my first video of journaling my journey on post vertical sleeve surgery. Um, it's a bariatric surgery, and I watched a lot of videos on YouTube that really helped me get through the first few days of this. So I wanted to go ahead and share my experiences as well, and just pay it forward, pass it on to anybody who wants to know what it's like, what the experience is like, how to get through the tough parts, and you know how it's a lifestyle change basically. So I am actually day 5 past the operation. I went in for my operation on Monday, August 12th, and now it is Saturday. So I was discharged from the hospital on Tuesday, late afternoon. I had my surgery late in the day, and it's surgery, so of course it was scary and I was nervous. I've had surgeries before, but that doesn't really change anything. You're still nervous. And I was supposed to be actually early in the day, around 10 a.m. for my surgery, and I got bumped to a later time because there was a emergency operation happening in the same room where they were going to do mine. So I had to wait, and I think I went in for surgery around like 4 p.m. So that was a long day sitting in the hospital waiting. For me, it actually helped because I was just sitting and relaxing in the bed, and they just had me all prepped and ready to go. So I hadn't eaten. You're supposed to stop eating the day before. So like 10 a.m. was the last meal I had, like breakfast, before the day of surgery. So after that, you're only allowed to have liquid, water, broth, jello, like sugar-free jello, sugar-free popsicles. So you can't really eat. Not that you have an appetite, I think, the day before surgery. But then the day of surgery, I couldn't drink anything for pretty much the whole day. The last thing I drank was some kind of like a isopure that the surgeon gave me to take as my last liquid. And I had that like 7 a.m. thinking I was going to get my surgery at 7. So after that, I wasn't allowed to drink anything. So I was literally sitting around until 4 p.m. without any liquid in my mouth. And that was a little difficult. I felt really weak and tired. But, they put you on IVs, and then they get you all hydrated, especially during the surgery. When I went in, I was calm. I trusted my surgeon. He's really, really good, and it was at UCLA. I live here in California, so UCLA is one of the best hospitals out here, and I felt really like I was in good hands. So I wasn't concerned that the surgery was going to go wrong or anything like that. The nice thing with the gastric sleeve surgery is I think it's a little less invasive than the bypass surgery, where they still retain your stomach, but they cut out 80% of it. So they take a big chunk of your stomach out, and it goes from looking like a football to, I don't know, like a straw. A little thicker than a straw, but pretty tiny. So, but at least I was still going to have a stomach. So for me, that was a little less creepy. I don't know, science fiction-y. I don't know. So I wake up, they knock you out and you wake up, and it wasn't that painful. I was actually, obviously on a lot of drugs, so I couldn't feel a lot of pain. Maybe a little soreness. And this wasn't like a open surgery. They did I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but it's lithotropic. I think I know I'm saying it wrong, but lithroscopic surgery. So they just poke a bunch of holes in you to use, like they put in a camera, they put in the tube down your throat, and they do all these different things where they don't have to cut you open like big, and they just go in, cut the stomach, staple it, and pull out the stomach, the leftovers. And so I wanted to show the scars just because for me, I'm one of those people who is not afraid to share reality. So, disclaimer, it could be gross if you're like easily scared by scarring or cuts or, surgical stuff. You may want to fast forward through this, but Basically, they do 5 holes, and you can see here, they do one on the side here, so it's, you know, it's pretty tiny little hole there, and a tiny little hole up here, and a tiny little hole over here. And then right next to the belly button, they did the larger cuts here. So this is where they were doing probably more of the work there. And right here is the big one. This one's the largest, and this is where they actually removed the stomach. Pretty crazy. So they didn't use staples, they used sutures. So this stuff will eventually just kind of wear off on its own, which is kind of cool. I don't have to go back to have staples removed or anything, so I'm on day 5 and I'm actually pretty comfortable. The pain is very tolerable. I mean, on the first day they give you something to pump into your IV, so that if you do feel pain, you have that and it helps. But then they send you home with basically Tylenol and codeine. Now the codeine was a pill that I was supposed to swallow. So that was tough. I think the first few days, the biggest hardship I had was gas. And just being able to swallow food, or not food, liquid, because you're still on liquid diet when you get out of surgery. And you just feel like you don't want to put anything down your throat. So I really didn't want to take pills. They gave me an antacid pill, a Prilosec, which I did take for the first couple of days just because I was really afraid of throwing up. Like, if you're afraid to do this surgery, but you want to do it, but you think, oh my God, I don't want to throw up or be nauseous, it's not that bad. Like, at least for me. They gave me a little patch behind my ear right before surgery, which helped with the nausea, just the post-op nausea. And it wears off after 3 days, but that really helped. And then just sipping really little bits of liquid at a time. Like, they give you those little NyQuil plastic cup thingies. You've seen those. They put them on the top of the medicine bottles. So that's like 1 ounce of liquid, and that's how much you're supposed to take at first. Like, you just sip a little bit of it at a time and kind of let it go down your throat and see what happens. And hopefully nothing comes back up. But I didn't throw up, so I was really happy about that. But it was really tough swallowing those pills, and I started kind of doing some research and going on YouTube to see how other people dealt with the gas, because it's very uncomfortable. You feel like, and I know part of it is because of the operation itself, because they pump a lot of air into you so that they can see all the organs and that they don't accidentally cut the wrong things, which you don't want happening. So it's okay that you have a little gas, but it's uncomfortable. It hurts. You get a little cramping feeling and you're trying to get it out, but you just want to make sure you don't throw up as you're burping. And so that was very unpleasant. And that was kind of my biggest challenge for the first 3 days. And it started getting a little better on the 4th day, and now I'm on the 5th day, and it's a lot better, more tolerable. One thing that was making it hard for me was all the protein liquids that they want you to drink. Because you're not eating food, you're not getting much nourishment, so they want you to take a lot of high protein drinks, and excuse me. A lot of them are milk based, so dairy, and it's not that I'm like severely lactose intolerant, but I think once you've had the surgery, your stomach is very sensitive, and so you're like very cautious what you put inside at that point. And I noticed that every time I would try to take down those, like, what was it called, Premier Protein, which I didn't have a problem drinking before the surgery, it was getting hard to drink after the surgery. And I'm telling you, like, a cap of it, and I would just be like forcing it down, and I would feel like bile forming in my mouth, like saliva, and I'd have to spit that out in order to not vomit, because you definitely don't want to swallow back any phlegm or bile, because that will irritate your stomach and make you throw up. So I started looking into plant-based proteins and ways to just soothe my stomach that didn't require medicine or milk-based protein. So one little thing I learned, like, I learned a few things already, by day 5. So I feel like good about myself. Um, in the mornings, I'll have some warm water with lemon and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And I mean a little. Like right now, I don't want to shock my stomach with acid, acidic vinegar, but apple cider vinegar is actually really good at helping soothe your stomach. So I just put like half a teaspoon of it, like just a little. But the lemon, which is alkaline, mixed with the warm alkaline water, helps kind of soothe your stomach. So like if that's the first thing I introduce in the morning, I'm able to eat or drink more easily and take it down. And so today I actually went without the Prilosec and I just had the lemon water with a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and I actually was fine. I was able to get through the whole day pretty much. And I took in a lot more liquids today than I have ever so far. So it's definitely not hurting. And something else I started doing is I got some plant-based protein powder. So I'm going to start making my own smoothies, protein smoothies. And I bought some spinach, which is naturally high in protein. I got kale, I got celery. And I'm going to blend it all in liquid and, of course, strain it because you don't want to, in the first few days, eat any bits or anything like that. It's just liquid. So I'm going to try it because literally all those items like celery and spinach and kale are low alkaline. Like they're all so good at keeping your stomach feeling soothed and coated and comfortable. And I think that's the key at the beginning is to, because your stomach is in shock because of what just happened to it. So this is a nice way, natural way to kind of introduce food again into your stomach without shocking it or irritating it or needing drugs or meds to numb it. So, I mean, if you need it, do it. Whatever makes you comfortable. I'm not like anti-meds, but I just felt like swallowing that pill was going to be hard for me. And so I'd rather not swallow a pill. And that was the main drive to do this for me. But I know for sure that alkaline items help your stomach naturally. So I just wanted to go with that. And spinach, it has natural plant-based protein. And then I can add like a little bit of protein powder that I bought from Trader Joe's. It's like a pea protein. So it's coming from an actual pea, the plant, So, and it has just as much protein in it as the other milk-based proteins. But I just feel like it's going to be easier on my stomach because right now the dairy-based stuff is not easy for me to, there's too much bile in my mouth and I have to keep spitting it out, which is gross. Like it starts to form in your mouth and you're out in public and you're just like, I gotta find a place to go spit now. It's pretty gross. But, and then there's that like aftertaste that milky, powdery drinks have, which you just don't want any flavor in your mouth when your stomach is that sensitive. So I have to rinse my mouth out, and I'll rinse it out with like lemon water or like really cold water sometimes just to numb my mouth, and I'll spit it out. And something I tried today was I use, what's it called? Sparkling water. I don't drink it. You're not supposed to drink soda or any kind of carbonated beverage in those first few weeks. So I'm not swallowing it, but I do use it to sort of, when I put it in my mouth and swish it around, it just sort of a nice kind of a palate cleanser, and then I spit it out. So that was something else that helped. And, definitely do what the doctor tells you. I'm walking, lots of walking. Feel tired, not getting as much nutrients in as I have used to, so, and I'm still heavy, so a lot of trying to carry all this weight and move around without as much nutrition, you feel tired. So, I pace myself. I walk, I sit, I walk, I sit. But the more I walk, the better I feel. Like today, I definitely feel stronger and better than I have for the last 4 days. So I just feel like I'm just going to keep getting better and better. And then I think that's enough for today. I've been talking for 14 minutes, so I'll try to keep you updated with things that I've been doing and tricks that have been helping me. And if you have questions, you can post them, and I'll try to include them in my next video. Answers for you if I can. Alrighty. Have a great day. Bye-bye.